Hello, good morning. This is a little surprise jump on for you. Hey there, I'm Gretchen. I'm founder of Balance to the Core, and I am just jumping on here with a live workout for you. And it's gentle Pilates with a small ball. So go ahead, grab your ball if you would like to join me. So if you're someone who um, is dealing with some sort of like emotional stress or just feels really stiff and achy, this might be good for you. When you're stressed, it can manifest out through your body. So you might feel um, some pain just in your vulnerable areas. For myself, it comes out into those areas that I overworked when I was younger, playing sports and whatnot, injuries. It it can stress can kind of come out and make that pain come out again. And so when that happens, I take a very simple, gentle Pilates routine to help myself feel better. And I thought maybe you would want to join me as I go through sort of a routine I'll go through to help release that stress and just help my body feel good. So it's really good for people with sort of low back pain, any sort of back pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, and neck pain, all of those like vulnerable joint areas that seem to get the brunt of our pain and tension when we're not feeling so hot. So if you want to join me, grab your ball. This is a routine. This type of routine is called restorative Pilates in my online members club. And every Sunday morning, we work out live with each other or together on Zoom, and we do restorative flow. And it's just a way to really start our week or end our week really feeling connected with our body in a very kind, gentle way. So um, if you want to check out my core club, the first week is free, and you can check out the class that we do together in your free time together with us, and you can see if you like it. I also am designing a program calling Heal Your Body with Pilates, and if you want to join that wait list, the program comes out July 26th. So if you're watching this later than July 26th, it might be ready, and you can just click that link below in the description. And it's a 4-week program where you really dive into those vulnerable areas of the body to help heal them with Pilates. So enough of that. Let's get going, shall we? So we're going to lie down. And then if you're feeling, if you are feeling pain, especially in the back and hip, I want you to be careful as you just lift your hips up and place the ball right underneath your low back. Okay, so your pelvis is actually settling on it. All right. And excuse me here, that's why my pants are uncomfortable there. Okay. So just let your pelvis settle into that ball. I'm going to let my feet go a little bit wider than my hips right now, just so I can really let go into that ball. Hmm. Audible breaths help, but big inhales and exhales. Notice what's happening in your body. If you are feeling anything, release, and maybe not. Take your arms out. Breathe into your ribs. Get into the lower lobes of your lungs and really try to open them up. And then exhale, feel that tension release. Start to get into the center of your body. Your breath as you exhale will help you really find it. I'm going to bring my legs back into alignment with my hips. Let's just wake up the pelvic muscles. So we're going to roll the pelvis towards us, and you'll feel your ball shift a little. And then roll that ball away as you let your tailbone get heavy towards the floor. Be gentle here. We're going into extension, but it's a very supported extension. And then sort of push your tailbone forward. Lengthen the tailbone away as you feel yourself. Really get that scoop. And just back and forth. Your upper body will follow you. Allow it to sort of move as well because it's communicating with each other, the upper half and lower half. But I do want you to try to keep your feet and knees anchored. Are you pushing into the whole foot? Notice what's happening there. I know sometimes when my back and hip are achy, it's because my leg has gone back out of alignment. Played years of contact sports, soccer and field hockey, and I was a field hockey goalie, so I kicked a lot. So I always used the right leg so dominantly that a lot of those muscles were sort of injured along the way. So I have to really be careful that that right leg stays in alignment. So maybe you have a similar story. Just notice what sort of has a hard time staying in alignment. And then we'll come back to center and then we take it over to the right. Oh, hello. And then to the left. So currently I'm feeling a little tension in my body lately. It's going into my vulnerable areas, which is the right side of my body pretty much, and especially the low back and hip, sort of that sciatica area too. And as you let one hip down and the other hip up, feel that opposition. It's going to help you stretch a little bit more. Notice if your knees are moving. And then I'm just going to take it sort of around and let the ball shift with me. Make sure you're breathing deeply. And when you're ready to reverse it, so I sort of inhale for half the circle, exhale for the second half. And then just end it right to where you're sort of neutral. All right, and allow the tailbone to be heavy into that ball. Arms long down by your sides. We'll pull one knee in towards your chest. And lower it down with stability. That's where you're going to get into those low ab muscles. And then switch those legs. Stretch the hip. And then as you go down and switch, can you feel the back of your leg help stabilize you? So as I go down with my right leg, my left leg is pushing into the mat to help stabilize using my seat, hamstring, hip, back of the hip, and then switch. And then this leg gets seat, hamstring, back of the hip, push into your full foot, right? As this leg gets stretched. So be very mindful in the switching up your legs. So I used to overwork my hip flexors a lot. So a lot going on there. So I really focus on the stabilization as I go down so my hip flexor can release. Good. And then release. And then we'll just take both knees into you and just allow the knees to sort of fall in. You can hold the ball so it doesn't go away from you. And then click your heels together. So there's a closed chain here. And as you squeeze into those heels, can you find your hip muscles? And then pull those knees in with your belly. Good. Now, as I like kind of just hold here, I'm going to push out, not too low, just push up and away, nice and high. Squeeze the hips and then use your belly. So you got to keep the heels high. Use your belly to help pull the knees back in towards your armpits. Feel that stretch. And push away. Squeeze the hips together and keep the heels high as you come in. You got about 3 more. Are you breathing? Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Good. Go to a tabletop pose and we're just going to go down, feel your toe into the mat to stretch that hip flexor, and then just switch, switch. Right into your center body. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good. Bring it in. Settle those legs down really nice and gently. Lift the hips up. Good. Let's get those knees nice and wide. Very gently, just kind of back and forth here. A little windshield wiper so the feet stay down, but they just pivot a little. If you're vulnerable in a hip, just nice and gentle. Good. And then just toe heel it back in. Good. All right, so from here, I'm just going to stretch my right leg nice and long, slide it along the mat. Slide the other one along the mat. And if you even want to put your feet against a wall, you can do that. So where you actually push your feet into a wall. So if I turn around, sorry if you kind of miss me, but right here, pushing into the wall, heels together, toes just slightly apart. And you're actively pushing your heels and arches into the wall. And I want you to really allow the center body to pull in as you energetically push into that wall from your upper abs, your lower ribs, especially the back of those lower ribs. Push. And then squeeze the heels together. And do you feel your hips just pull in? Stay here for a little bit. Really connect with that. And then you're going to reach your arms upward towards the ceiling. Close those fingertips and really anchor your shoulders into the mat. Take an inhale, push into that wall, find your center. And as you exhale, just press those arms back behind you, but you're really keeping those arms on your back, so you're not going too far. Inhale it up. Exhale as you press the arms behind you. Keep pushing into that wall in front of you or your imaginary wall. Did your low back lift? Did your mid back lift? Keep it anchored. And that pelvis is anchored, right? Maybe you're getting a little deeper reach. One more time. Good. Now keep one leg reaching into the wall and then just pull that thigh right in towards your chest. All right, so you have your ball close to you, right? And we're just going to take this knee, bring it over, but your hips are going to move. Your foot pivots on that wall. You don't have to have a wall. You're going to take your sort of inner knee to that ball. All right. And your shoulder can lift and you can bring it over and just slide that inner thigh along. Hi, you've lost. So now I'm going to do all of this here, but just you can have that wall there if you want. Just know. All right. And I'm just sliding my inner thigh along that ball. Twist. Allow your body to twist. You can even take your body down and then bring it back in. Come back to center and pull it in. Good. All right, switch your legs. So the other leg is really reaching into that wall as you pull the other knee into you. Now, this leg is anchored from heel to hamstring to hip. Feel that? And that you're energetically pushing that foot into the wall. The knee comes over, so I'm going to anchor my shoulder as long as possible. My foot pivots like it were against the wall. Feel that twist and then send the ball down. And then as soon as your shoulder wants to lift, you can allow it to lift. And then we just sort of slide that inner thigh along the ball and come back in. Live video, it's not really great angles, but you catch my drift, right? And just hold that in. Good. And then you're going to bring the other in. You can take the ball behind your knees if you want, and then just roll yourself up. Good. All right, we're going to take this ball right behind our mid back. Okay, so it's like my heart goes right into that ball. You might have to adjust as we go along. That's fine. Squeeze your thighs together, bring your feet together so everything's active there, and then just take your hands behind your head. I interlace really gently to the center of my skull, and then my thumbs just sort of rest on that lower bone of your skull and gently slide along your neck. Now, I want you to push your head into your hands and activate your back muscles. And keep pushing your head into your hands as you open up so that back is going to get a good stretch. Your elbows might open a little. That's great. And then on your exhale, keep pressing your head into the hands so you feel the back and use your belly power to pull forward. Inhale, go back. Elbows will widen a little bit more. Keep pressing the head into the hands and feel your belly do that magic as it comes up. Okay, so try that 3 more times. Inhale it back and up. Good, 2 more times. So really trying to open up pretty much a very tight part of most of our backs. So be very kind and maybe with each rep, just gently trying to get a little deeper. We're trying to get mobility into that mid back. So we open, and then as we come up, really pulling those upper abs in. Now stay here, and I want you to try to pull those upper abs back more to bring your chest forward more. So the upper abs pull back as we try to bring our chest forward. And then just little pulses there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. And then just stretch one leg long. And now the other leg long. Point those toes. Anchor the heels, pull the heels in towards each other. You lift up again. Now squeeze those hips together. Stretch your arms long. Now pull those upper abs back again. Pull them back. And as you pull back, they bring your chest forward. Squeeze your hips, squeeze your seat. Use those legs to help anchor you as you dive your body up and over. Stretch it up and over. Pull the chest away from your thighs. We roll back. You're going to try to find that ball again. So you might have to use one of your arms to just place it where you had it. Stretch your body over and open the chest. We're going to do that 2 more times. Flex it up, but I really want you to pay attention to those upper abs as the anchoring of the pelvis happens. So stay there. Can you pull the chest more forward by pulling those abs back? Squeeze the hips, anchor the heels, pull your body in with your abs as you dive over, lifting the chest away from the thighs. And now we pull it back. That center pulls you back, right? Find your ball. Squeeze your hips, right? We need anchoring. We need to support our poor joints in that pelvis. We're not used to doing that. We got to do it. And now we lift up upper abs. So your upper abs are what helps support your neck. Now squeeze those hips together, anchoring those heels. As you squeeze the hips together, feel how that can help support your low back. And dive. Oh, yes. And now we're going to roll it up through the spine, nice and long. Beautiful. Take your ball. Good. We're going to take that ball right under your right heel. Thank you for that little like, whoever did that. Thank you. So now we're going to put the right heel on your ball. All right. We're going to reach long. Keep that ball on under your heel. Now let's activate our seat and hamstring by just pressing down from the seat and hamstring. So it's not about squishing your ball and pushing for dear life. Do you feel the difference from doing that versus just squeeze the seat and hamstring? You might have to use your hand there to make sure it's activated. Just activate and release. Activate and release. And when you do that, there's just a little sort of down and up on the ball. It's not big. Press. Good. And press. Is it awake? Mine's finally working. Good. And then slide that ball in. And you're going to place it right underneath that seat and hamstring that you just activated, okay? Get your heel down and now push your seat and hamstring into that ball and press your heel down. So now is that leg super anchored? Okay, we're going to take the other leg up and stretch it up. All right, so now I want you to really focus on this anchor. You don't have to straighten this leg all the way if you don't want to. You can do 5 circles each way, but you are focusing on your anchor. So I get a lot of sort of low back pain and hip pain when I'm feeling any sort of stress. It sort of just goes right there. So when I do this kind of work, it just releases all that stress and all that tension. Other way, and it feels so good after. 3 more. 3. Yeah, even Pilates instructors get that tension. We're all human. We've all done abuse to our bodies in our younger years, right? Oh, I wish we all could do Pilates in like grade school. All right. And now we're going to go to the other side. Imagine just learning all this stuff at such a young age. All right. So we're just going to press down on the ball using our seat and hamstring. You're not using your knee. You're not using those joints. So let the leg go and then press down from the seat and hamstring. So it's almost like you're just activating the seat and hamstring. And when you do that, your leg will pull down a little bit. Press. We need to wake up those muscles because they are asleep. They don't wake up unless our mind tells it to. So when you feel like, all right, I got it activated, just do a few. Good. And then we're just going to slide that ball up and then place it right underneath the seat and hamstring. I'll kind of move my leg here so you can see. So it's right under there. So it has support on that ball. And then my heel goes down. So as I push my heel down, I can really feel the seat and hamstring activate into that ball. Okay. Lift up. All right. Now really focusing on the anchoring as we move our leg 5 circles each way. Anchor. And if you want to do your circles lower, you can do that and just make them like little ovals. That's fine too. And then you'll reverse it. And then we just hug it in. Good. And then we hug both in. Beautiful. And just take that ball right in between your thighs as you anchor your feet down. Push your feet into the ground. Activate those backs of the legs that you just activated. And then we're just going to roll the hips up and stay on the shelf of your shoulders. Your neck should still have that space. All right, so you're going to squeeze that ball, push your pubic bone sort of up towards the ceiling so we don't arch or strain our back. Squeeze your ball from your hips. Now, your whole pelvic area should be working. And we're just going to roll it down through the spine, keeping your feet anchored and that ball squeezed. Roll it up. Hopefully we have more mobility in that low back now. Now, as you anchor yourself here, can you push your upper arms into the floor and then try to stretch your wrists long and try to get your palms down too? And then work your way down so we get some mobility in that mid back. Good. Give me about 2 or 3 more, wherever your pacing is. Find your own pace. It's kind of cool when you kind of get to the point where you can feel each bone move kind of before the next and before the next and before the next. So that articulation feels really amazing when you can get it. I like to use my breath as I move and my inhale as I sort of just stay, anchor, feel those muscles, and then exhale as I move. I'm going to do one more. You can do however many you want. I just noticed I'm going more towards the right side of my spine, so I'm just trying to use this one to really stay centered. Ah, lovely. Hug it in and side to side. So this is not like your traditional Pilates series. This is just sort of waking up those muscles, turn to your stomach, that kind of are sleepy on us. And there are supporting muscles, and we need to wake them up so our body is strong and it works efficiently. And this series is going to really help you open up a lot of those muscles. So, no, it's not traditional Pilates, but has the same principles. I want you to allow your legs to have some distance, and then you're going to anchor them down. The ball's going to go underneath your chest. And if you do not like the ball on your chest, some people really don't like that feeling. You can do this with your body just down on your mat. Okay. So you're going to stretch your legs long and get the tops of your feet down on the mat. So almost like you're spinning your inner thighs up to the ceiling a little bit. Okay. And then pubic bone down. So feel what that does. Let your pubic bone go up, strains your low back, right? Now push that pubic bone down. You're going to feel length in that low back, so your tailbone reaches. And then allow your body to just flex over that ball. Your arms can just kind of go where it's comfortable on your shoulders. It's going to be tough to breathe here with that ball there, but I want you to try to give me an inhale. And then on your exhale, keep that tailbone long. Keep those legs reaching. You just push your mid back forward. Hold right there. So, when we did that flexion and I had you pull that upper back or the upper abs in more to get the chest forward, now we're going the opposite direction. So I want you to try to push that mid back forward to try to get your upper back up. And then we let our body come down. And as it comes down, draw your belly in. Come up. So find those details, right? Those details are going to help you maybe get a little extra inch. And that's what's going to give you the results that you're looking for. Inhale. So I'm kind of taking my chest forward as my mid back leads that. I'm not squeezing my shoulders or anything. Nothing is tensing. One more time. But the ball does roll as you do this, and you'll notice, all right, did you get a little extra inch? Notice what happens with the ball. Is it moving at all? Good. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging, but it feels good. You're going to take your arms long. You're going to rest your head down. You can squeeze your legs together if you want, but if you're feeling a lot of back tension, just keep the legs apart. Okay. So now you really have to keep strong wrists, strong hands as those fingers stay together. Same idea. You're going to lift the mid back. And as you do that, notice how the ball rolls towards you. It's not the hands doing it. It's coming from that mid back. And you're going to press your chest forward. Your wrists are going to stay strong, long, feet stay down. Reach. So turn those inner thighs up, anchor the feet, anchor the pubic bone. Inhale. Exhale. Ready for one more? Good. All right. Let's send ourselves back. Place that ball right underneath your belly, right on your thigh. Feels good. It allows you to get that flexion and release. Maybe release the low back a little bit. So just allow the upper body to fall over as you feel that flexion and breathe. You also get a good stretch on your feet, your ankles. Good. And then from here, just stack up through the spine. And we'll go to our side. Good job. All right, so from here, you're just going to place that ball right underneath your ribs. All right, I'm going to send my hand down. This is going to be a stretch for your shoulder. So your elbow lines up with your shoulder. That lines up with your hip, and the ball just keeps your waistline up. Take your legs to the front corner of your mat. All right, anchor that bottom leg as you lift the top. You can take your hand behind your head if you want, or rest it for some support, whatever you'd like to do. Anchor the bottom leg as we go forward and back 5 times. Try not to let the pelvis go with you or the chest. And then you'll keep it behind you and give me 5 circles one way. Anchor the front leg. Keep that chest still. And then you'll circle the other way. Good. Bring it in, and we'll go up and down. It's not how high you go, right? We want stability. Good. And release. Come into mermaid legs. We take our body up and then just stretch it over. Can I stay here all day? And come back up. Good. Other side. All right. It goes right under the waist or the ribs. Elbow lines up with shoulder, lines up with hips. Okay. You take your legs to the front corner of the mat. Tail long, head long. All right. Feel that stretch there. Trying to keep that alignment. You can take a hand here or hand in front of you for stability. Anchor the bottom leg as you lift the top 5 times forward and back. And I want you to feel, stay there. I want you to feel the femur going back and forth, okay? Femur goes back and forth. Sorry about that. And then you'll keep it back behind you and 5 circles each way. Really anchor that front leg. Keep the chest still. And find the center connection. Did you switch your legs or your directions? Good. Here we are, up and down. Still pelvis. Good. I think I just did 3, right? Yeah. Come in. And then we take it over in your mermaid legs. Over, over, over. And then come back to center. Give me a little crisscross applesauce here. You tell that, kids. All right. So press the edges of your feet into the mat. If it's not comfortable in this position, just find a good sitting position for yourself as you sit up tall. Good. We're just going to look over one shoulder, find that twist. Use your neck here to look over that shoulder. So full twist. Come back to center. We're going to go the other way. Look over that shoulder. Feel the twist from the tail all the way out the head. Okay, do it again. So I'm using the hand on my thigh to help go a little deeper. And then one more time, stay tall. Look over. Good. Come back to center. Beautiful. From here, take your hands behind your head, interlace lightly. Your thumbs just rest down on your neck. And I want you to press your head into your hands. The heart goes up. I just want you to sort of kind of stretch your hands on your head to lengthen your neck. And you might nod your chin a little bit. Good. Ah, feel that stretch in the neck. One more time. And again, just sort of allow the thumbs to sort of pull the low bone on your head just to lengthen the neck. Come to center. And one side, bend over. Place your hand into the mat to anchor. Really lift your ribs away from you. And other side. Good. And release. Turn it around. Good. All right, no ball needed. I want you to pull your center back and just feel your body. Articulate down. Stretch your legs long and allow them to come apart a little bit. Turn your palms up. And then just take a few breaths here. Feel free to put some music on or whatever and hang out for a little bit. But I'm going to stay here for just a few breaths with you. Really inhale through the nose. Let those ribs expand. And then exhale. Breathing, your center breathing here, your Pilates breathing. So as you exhale, you still feel that center connected. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale. Into your ribs, not your belly. Hold it. Exhale. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, just kind of roll to your side and push yourself up. Okay? I'm going to do that now since we're live and I can't just fade out. So feel free to stay as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for joining me today. And again, if you want to join a group of us who do this once a week together, come join the Core Club.